We can have a chat.
Sure, we
Yeah.
can go have a chat.
Bailey, I like her tooth gem is cool, but she got a bit of pizzazz, you know. I don't know, something about her. I like her look. Oh boy.
Huh? You're going to
Big
the fire
lap.
pit? No, we're done. Okay.
You're done? Oh.
I'm very conflicted about this season of Love Island in the sense that it's the same old story, same old story. And you get people come on and you know for a fact they're going to have a challenging time. And here we are. I feel sorry for Bailey because I don't think she deserves what she's going through. And it's really sad that a stunning girl like her won't get a fair shot on this show. Maybe she should have gone to, not even the UK, maybe to the US, maybe, to be on their Love Island because this I don't think is it for her. And then, oh my God, I love this for Jotham. I really do. I love the fact that he's very popular with the ladies, it seems, and he's got ladies fighting for him. I hope he's not a menace this season, but I can see him being a menace, especially if all this attention goes to his head. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by to Girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Australia Season 7 Episode 3. I'm so sorry about my late reviews. I've been on holiday. I thought I'd get a moment to sort of review, but sadly life was lifing and here we are. So you have the girls come back from their date. They come back with Mick. Mick seems very overwhelmed. That's the impression that I get. He seems very overwhelmed because he came in with this persona, the way he was dressed, the way he looked, and you thought he was really going to shake the villa. But I think walking into the villa was different from his idea of what it would be like. And so this is why he was very overwhelmed. The girls, Bailey was ecstatic. She really liked how he looked and she felt like he was going to be the guy for her. You had the girls sit down for a debrief and the boys sit down for a debrief. And it seems Jana really likes Mick. And here the problem lies because at the moment Bailey is on her own. She doesn't have a partner. So she was hoping to sort of pick Mick's interest. And it seems like Mike's interest, it seems like Jana and him have sort of clicked and that's where he's leaning towards. And so I don't know what's going to happen to Bailey since she and Zach have ended things. When you have this conversation between sort of Mike and the guys wanting to know who Mike really liked, there was sort of Cooper had some sort of insecurity because he found out that his girl really liked Mike. And so it was, who is Mike going to choose when the time comes to recouple? I don't know. It was a bit strange though. It was really strange. You then had Cooper immediately run to Jana to have a conversation because he wanted to know what was going on. And he was asking her, how was your date? How did you find Mike? Do you like him? He said you like him. And it's like, he's so insecure that it's showing. He needs to take a step back and just wait to see what happens and see how it plays out. Because this is only episode 3. And so if Mike is going to pick Jana's interest, the production are going to drag Cooper's feelings through the mud like they did last season with the Dylan and Sophie situation. So the idea that on barely day 5, day 6, he's that keen and he's worried and stuff. I don't know whether Cooper's concern is the fact that he might be dumped or whether he really likes this girl. This is what I'm trying to decipher. You had Shauna sort of tell the girls that, Mike really likes Jana, and Bailey was saying, she really wants Mike as well. And she's hoping Mike will pull her for a chat. And then, that will make a statement to everyone. And it's like, girl, you're on the wrong show. I don't think he's going to be interested in you. So I think production called Mike for a chat because you had him pacing all over the villa. So he was pacing up and down, pacing up and down, pacing up and down. And then the girls were sort of looking. He wanted to pull Jana, but then I think he was worried about how that would come across. He didn't want to sort of rock the boat. So in the end, he ended up pulling Bailey for a chat. They went up to the terrace and he said he likes Bailey's tooth gem. It seemed that's the only thing he commented positively about. He didn't say she's good looking. He didn't say she's got a banging body. That was it. Their conversation was very dry, in my opinion. So I could tell from that he wasn't keen. Bailey was all in and was sort of sending signals that I'm open and I'm really here for you. But he didn't seem fazed. He really didn't seem keen on her. So I don't know what's going to happen to Bailey. You then had the guys Ross and Zach go for a chat because earlier you had Zach pull Ross's partner and kiss her in his presence. So there was this back and forth whereby yes, we are both getting to know the same girl, but we need to be mature about it. There's not going to be any insecurity in that regard. We're going to all be respectful and hope Shana will pick the person that she picks. Shana on her part was complaining to everyone with ears to hear that she needs Ross to step up. Otherwise, she might end up going with somebody else, but she really likes him and she wants him to make the first move. And it's like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's got a persona, he's got an image that he's going for, and sadly, as much as you like him, you might end up having to make the first move. Jotham then went for a conversation. He went for a chat with Lacey. And Lacey was talking about her insecurity in regards to their couple. She is worried that if Gabby decides to couple up with Jotham, then she will be sent home. And Jotham, as much as he likes Gabby, he also likes Lacey. And so he's sort of between a rock and a hard place. Lacey's asking him to make it known to Gabby that she is his number one. And that way Gabby doesn't make any effort to steal him. They did share a kiss. She was sort of riding him and stuff. And it was like, that's a bit too much. She needs to settle down. It's not that deep. She doesn't need to make that much of a statement. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. You had on his part, I think it was Connor or Cooper with Isabel, and they were sort of just it was Isabel and Connor, sorry. They were sort of having a conversation and flirting and stuff. And I don't understand. I think people are being too territorial when it's only episode 3. And given how over sort of produced Love Island Australia is, the production are really going to take them through the ringer when it comes to it. Jotham then went and pulled Gabby for a chat and explained to Gabby that, he is in a couple with Lacey and she is always going to be his number one. So he just wants Gabby to know. Gabby was taken aback because she wasn't expecting this, because in their chats, everything had seemed like it was going great. So suddenly for this guy to turn around and say, well, actually, you're not my number one, was something she wasn't expecting. So she was taken aback by it. She was shocked and she needed to sort of process that and see what she could do or how she could navigate that going forward. And I feel like Jotham just did that because he wanted to reassure Lacey, not that Lacey was his number one. I think he just wanted to reassure her and sort of pacify her. So after the chat, you then had them go back to the group. Gabby was so shaken. She wanted to cry. She went into the bedroom. And I love that Gabby was there for her and had to pacify her and sort of cheer her up and be her loudest cheerleader in order for her to sort of move forward. Because she couldn't understand the 180 in the sense that Jotham had been giving her everything she'd asked for. And then suddenly for him to turn around and say, actually, I'm really not keen on you. I'm keen on somebody else. I think it's something that came out of left field, something she wasn't expecting. And so this is why she was taken aback. And so it was surprising that after the chat with Jotham, you then had, Lacey go with Mike for a chat and be laying on the bed and sort of looking up in the stars with her legs open to the world. And it's like, seriously, you told someone to pick you and make you their number one, and suddenly you're switching up and you're going to somebody else. Is that your idea or is that production? Mike, I think, is overwhelmed. I'm going to leave it there. I think he's overwhelmed. I think he came in thinking he was going to be the bee's knees, and now he's realized that actually he's not it, and he's intimidated by everybody else. And this is why he was taken aback and didn't know how to sort of explore the girls. Because I would have expected him to be pulling girls left, right, and center, and sort of having the girls shaking and all be keen on him. But it seems the girls are the ones that are having to pull him for a chat, or someone is having to suggest to him that, okay, now go and speak to this person. That's the impression that I get. Anyway, all the islanders get ready for the night. They all go to sleep. And so I'm happy that people seem to be very respectful. You had Shana sort of saying Ross was very respectful. He kept, personal space and didn't do anything that was inappropriate. So in the morning, you have the islanders wake up. Obviously, there's a lot of anxiety still going because the night before they had received a message to say, islanders, tomorrow Gabby and Mike will decide who they want to couple up with, and somebody will be dumped. Hashtag bombs away. So in the morning, you could see that people were very anxious about that text message. You had Mike having a shower. Zach woke up and made Shauna some breakfast. He made an omelette, even though she said she didn't like eggs, but she was happy that at least he made the effort. And it's like Ross is busy talking about making communal breakfast when he's got a partner. At least he should have made breakfast for his partner and then worried about the community afterwards. But I think he's being too laid back because he doesn't know where he stands and he's worried about coming across in a negative way or being obsessive about Shana. So I don't know how that's going to play out. Anyway, while the Islanders are relaxing around the villa, they receive a message. Islanders, ghosting is a sin, but today it's a challenge. Get ready to dig up some dirt on each other. You're about to be ghosted. Hashtag grave danger, hashtag kiss and tell. And it's like it's about to be messy. But I really love the game because it wasn't as messy as I expected it to be. Because normally on Love Island, all they do is swap saliva. So I'm happy that they had a cleaner game. Anyway, all the Islanders go. They get to play a game. And so they're all dressed up. It's called Ghosted. And they have a couple of caskets. They have a couple of what resembles to be graves. And so they're supposed to dig one of the graves, pick up a skull, read what it says, and then pick up someone that they think it refers to. Kiss that person, and then the board will tell them whether they're right or wrong. The first one was, this boy once told a girl he had a micro penis to get out of a date. You had the girl, I think it was Jana. She went and picked Ross. It was correct. Next, it wasn't Jana, I think it was Isabel, the first one. The second one was Jana. This boy has had sex with a woman 30 years older than him. She chose Cooper. Cooper was right. Next up was Bailey. This boy has a third nipple. She knew who it was, but she didn't want to kiss him. So she went and she kissed Mike. Turns out it wasn't Mike. Mike didn't really seem that keen on the kiss. She was excited. He really didn't seem keen. The correct answer was Zach, and we all know Bailey was never going to pick up Zach because he broke up with her because she doesn't want to have kids. Next up was Lacey. This boy's body count is 10. She then decided to pick up two guys. So she picked up Connor and she picked up Jotham. Isabel wasn't happy. She really wasn't happy with this. She was very jealous. Next up was Shauna. This boy finds girls' ankles sexually arousing. She picked Zach, and it was correct. It was Zach. Jana, this boy hasn't had sex for a year and a half. And because they'd been on a date with Mitch and he said he hadn't been in a relationship for a year and a half, she picked Mike, and it turns out he was correct. Gabby's was, this boy's father was an Olympic swimmer. She picked Jotham, which was right. She wanted to kiss Jotham, so she went for it. And the way she rode that man, you could see that his partner Lacey wasn't happy. He was ecstatic, but Lacey wasn't happy. And then we had Zach. This girl has a vibrator called Ophelia. He picked Shauna. It turns out it wasn't Shauna, it was Isabel. He just went for the person he wanted to kiss. Mike was, this girl likes to call men daddy during sex. He picked Isabel. Turns out it wasn't Isabel, it was Gabby, and Gabby still called him daddy afterwards. Next up was Ross. This girl was paid 6K by a guy to reply to his DMs. He picked Jana. Shana wasn't happy. Shan wasn't happy because, that's her partner. She was jealous. She didn't like it. That showed that she had real feelings for him. And it's like, okay, if that works for you. And then Jotham decided to return the favor. His was, this girl has shot and chopped up cows. He decided to go for Gabby. He just returned the favor to Gabby. He wanted to kiss Gabby, went for Gabby, kissed Gabby, and was happy. Turns out it wasn't Gabby, it was Lacey. Lacey wasn't impressed by the fact that, her partner kissed somebody else. She really wasn't happy with that. And it's like, hey, it's a game. It is what it is. So I can't wait to see what happens because in the next episode, somebody's going to be dumped. I have a sad feeling that it's going to be my girl, Bailey. Bailey never stood a chance. It's sad that they didn't bring in someone who would like her. And I hope she finds her person in the real world. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 2. Bye guys.